Missouri, located in the heart of the Midwest, is known for its rolling hills, rivers, and diverse landscapes that stretch from the Ozark Mountains to the Mississippi River. The state has a rich cultural history, with cities like St. Louis offering landmarks like the Gateway Arch and deep connections to jazz and blues music. Kansas City is famous for its barbecue and fountains, while the state as a whole plays a central role in American agriculture. Missouri's mix of urban centers and rural charms give it a unique identity within the United States. In this video, I will show you the best visiting place in Missouri. Number 1. Branson. As I mentioned, there's a whole heap of pretty diverse and eclectic things to do in Missouri when you arrive, and visiting Branson is no exception. Situated in the southwestern part of Missouri, Branson has a heap of fun and pretty epic venues, and a heap of foodie spots that are great for a few days trip. This is especially true after exploring the wider Ozarks area that surrounds Branson itself. Of course, after arriving, be sure to visit some of the iconic music spots like the Shepherd of the Hills. It's pretty historic and well worth a gander. That being said, if you want some more thrills, head straight over to Silver Dollar City and ride the incredible Outlaw Run wooden roller coaster. Trust me, you will scream. Now, it might seem pretty random, but there's a pretty epic Titanic museum that's well worth exploring whilst in Branson. Yeah, it can be a little kitsch from the outside, but that's all part of the nostalgic charm of Branson. Once inside, the museum features over 400 artifacts collected from the ship over the years that are pretty incredible to see. Number 2. The Ozarks. Lovingly known as the Ozarks, it's a region that spans across Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas, and is within easy reach when driving between St. Louis and Oklahoma itself. Once here, you'll be able to explore some of the trails around the St. Francois Mountains, taking the Tom Sauk Trail, which is pretty gorgeous. And don't forget about the Cave Spring Loop Trail that's around a 5-mile round trip. Just be sure to take some good waterproof boots. The trails can get muddy. Finally, if you fancy some time on the water, rent a boat from Mike Fink's Marina Boat Rentals. Though there are heaps of rental companies to choose from, you'll be spoilt for choice. Number 3. St. Louis. One of the biggest cities in all of Missouri, St. Louis is a great city break to explore and enjoy some of that Midwestern charm and pretty epic music venues. Staying for at least a few days, you'll get to experience so many of the best things to do in Missouri within one place. It's got a little something for everyone. After rocking up, head over to see the Gateway Arch, open of the tallest monuments in the United States. Located in the Jefferson National Expansion Memorial Park, you'll end up seeing the Gateway Arch from all over St. Louis. Once here, take the elevator or lift to us Brits to the top of the platform, which is well over 600 feet high. Number 4. Kansas City. Not to be confused with the neighboring state of Kansas. Kansas City is a pretty epic city that straddles the borderline between Missouri and Kansas itself. Of course, this means you'll end up straddling both Missouri and Kansas whilst exploring the downtown area. Once you arrive, head over to explore the Kansas City market that dates all the way back to the 1800s. Here, you'll find everything from grocers, restaurants, and shops that really show off the best of the region. Just be sure to grab a pastry from the Bloom Baking Company. Their pastries are just so good. After filling up with a heap of sweet treats, head into the Harry S. Truman Library and Museum. Once inside, you'll find a treasure trove of U.S. history that's pretty incredible to learn about. Plus, you'll get to see a complete replica of the Truman office at the White House itself. Oh, and try not to miss out on a tour to the Victorian home where the Truman family lived. Number 5. Jefferson City. Being the capital, Jefferson City has a heap of the best things to do in Missouri that's pretty epic for a few days trip. Although relatively small as capitals go, it packs a fair few spots that'll make any trip great. Once here, you have to visit the Missouri State Capitol that is just so iconic. Plus, keep your eyes peeled for the nearby Lewis and Clark Monument that stands proudly in the city. If that's not your thing, head inside the 19th century Missouri State Penitentiary and Missouri State Museum that both show the history of the region and the rather dark state of the penitentiary itself. And for a tasty bite, pop into Oscar's Classic Diner. Totally informal and friendly, it's the perfect place for breakfast or grilled cheese at lunch. Number 6. Hannibal. Nestled on the banks of the Mississippi River, Hannibal is a relatively cozy city that's well worth visiting if you're heading north. Now, one of the most famous residents was Mark Twain, arguably one of the greatest U.S. authors. Remember Tom Sawyer? Yeah, he wrote that. Nowadays, his boyhood home is now the Mark Twain Boyhood Home and Museum that's incredible to visit, housing Twain memorabilia, such as his original manuscripts, photographs, and the first edition of his books too. You will also see original furniture, such as the desk where he sat to write the book itself. If you've got time, also make sure to head over to the Mark Twain Cave, which is one of Missouri's oldest operating cave systems that you can still visit. It's pretty epic. Finally, be sure to climb the stairs to the Mark Twain Memorial Lighthouse. Yes, you'll be a little breathless, but the views are gorgeous from here. Number 7. Tonka State Park. On the banks of the Lake of the Ozarks, Tonka State Park is a pretty gorgeous area to visit. Now, one of the most iconic spots to see has to be the ruins of Tonka Castle. It was originally built back in the early 1900s, and its walls still stand to this very day. If ruined castles aren't your thing, then head out on the Devil's Kitchen Trail. It's a great way to experience some of the beauty of the state park. Just be sure to take plenty of layers. Weather conditions can change pretty rapidly here. Number 8. Springfield. North of the city of Branson, Springfield is a great little afternoon stop as you're heading down the state. You see, it's got a heap of the best things to do in Missouri that are perfect for a family trip. After you arrive, be sure to hop on a ride and travel through the fantastic caverns. Taking around an hour to explore, you'll meander through the cave system and follow the ancient riverbed that runs through the rock. For any art lover, check out the Springfield Art Museum that's great to visit on a rainy day. It's got hundreds of pieces to see, and you can easily spend hours inside. Better still, you'll get to see the actual birthplace of Route 66, and even spot some of the original roadways on Kearney Street. Finally, if you've got time, stroll around the Mizumoto Japanese Stroll Garden that's just so beautiful. The gardens themselves are so tranquil, and they regularly host seasonal events that happen throughout the year. Number 9. Joplin. Nestled on the original Route 66, Joplin is a cozy little place that's great for a few hours respite whilst driving. Famous for its mining and minerals, it's the kind of place that's really embraced its heritage, especially at the Joplin History and Mineral Museum. Although not the largest museum in Missouri, it's well worth a gander if you're interested in the history of the area. Oh, and don't forget about Grand Falls on the fringes of Joplin. Here, you'll get to see the falls and the pools while strolling the wider McClellan Park. Fancy some fiery treats? For some of the best hot wings in all of Missouri, get yourself over to Hackett Hot Wings. Yes, it's nothing fancy, but sometimes the best foodie spots are like this. Their world-famous split wings are incredible. Number 10. Dogwood Canyon Nature Park. At over 10,000 acres and based in the wider Ozark area, Dogwood Canyon Nature Park is one spot that every nature lover will love. With everything from horseback riding, fishing, hiking trails, and Segway tours, it's the kind of place that'll have something for everyone. For us, it's one of the best things to do in Missouri, especially when wanting to escape the hustle and bustle of city life. Thank you for watching this video.